If you guys are looking for some cheap coins on FC25, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're fast, cheap, and reliable. And if you use my code Rema, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. So, what's up guys, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video guys, we have some tactics and player roles for the 4-3-3 formation. So this is the holding version with the DM and the two centre mids. A really nice formation. I used it in combination with the 4-2-3-1 I posted not too long ago. I ended up going rank 2. We lost one game and that was on penalties, so it was quite annoying. It wasn't even the toughest player I faced this weekend either. It was like just a game where I couldn't really score, but we ended up beating like better opponents, which was kind of frustrating if you get what I'm saying, because we lost to the worst opponent and beat the better ones. It's just a bit annoying. It's how this game works, but yeah, it's a really nice formation. I hope you guys do enjoy it, and yeah, let's get right into the video. Okay then guys, so for the tactics, ensure you have the tactical preset on custom. This is so you can make all of the changes that you need to. If it's one of the EA presets, you can't make all the modifications and stuff, so just ensure it is on custom so you can do what you would need to. And then for the formation, like I said, it is the 4-3-3 holding, so it's the one with the DM and the two centre mids. None of the other variations. This is the one I've been using. It's been the most reliable in the midfield, nice and balanced. So yeah, this is the variation. And then for the build-up style, guys, I like to have it on balance personally, as I feel like I have more control when I am building up. I find counter to be a little bit too chaotic with the runs, and then short passing doesn't give enough runs either. So I like balanced, as you get like a mixture of both of these two. But if you guys prefer to use like short passing or counter because you're better with that, that is also absolutely fine. For the defensive approach, guys, I like to have it on high. I think I said a few times, I originally tried using balanced, but I felt like my opponent had way too much space. Like they could just pretty much run at me. The midfield and the defense was like, there was so much space between them. And then when I used aggressive, I like the higher line, but it just felt like my players were out of control and they were just constantly pressing and running out of position. So I found like what's the word, like a middle ground with high, where we've got that high defensive line, we just have more control over when they press. Now, moving on to the player roles, something you should know is without the ball, it will always defend in that base formation you're using. So like I said, we're using the 4-3-3 holding, so this is the shape that it will defend in. Not the worst and not the greatest, so it's kind of like in between whether or not it's good or bad. I wouldn't say it's like really bad like the 4-2-4, but obviously a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1 might be a little bit better defensively. But if you're confident defensively, this is still okay to use. And then with the ball, it looks a little bit like this. So let's just quickly talk through why we use what we use. I use Griezmann on a false 9. Now the reason I use a false 9 in this formation is because it doesn't have a cam, so we kind of have to like make up for that. Sometimes with the false 9 they'll drop a bit deeper and it allows space for like those inside forwards that we're going to get onto to make those runs and play them in as well. So that does actually work. And then other times they still are able to score goals with like finesses and stuff like that. So I've been really enjoying false 9 in this formation, but you guys can use that advanced forward if you would like to. And then for the right winger and the left winger, I have them both on inside forward. I find this to be the most reliable player role on these players. They start their runs out in that wider area and then transition more into that narrow area. And what we've discussed about like Griezmann being a false 9 and dropping deeper, it allows for these players to get in on goal and this player to create. So it's really nice to use and I have been enjoying it. Now, for the two centre mids, guys, I just have them on the box-to-box instruction. So they're both going to be going up and down. They're going to be attacking. They're going to be defending. So they're going to help in all areas. So players like Thuram and Sissoko are very good for this because they've got really good all-round stats. So that's something I would advise, having two good box-to-box centre mids there. And then for the DM, we just have a holding player. So we have Makalele, somebody that's really good at defending and just sitting in front of the defensive line. Obviously, if you can get a holding plus player, then that's brilliant, or if you can get a plus, that's also good. But you're just going to have like a defensive player here, so you're not always going to overcommit your team. Now, for the right back, I have them on wing back. Now, we do this because this formation can lack width sometimes with the inside forwards because they do go in that more narrow position. So having a wing back does allow you to then get that extra width, stretch the opposition defense, and always gives you that option out wide. So I like having a wing back. It's not too aggressive either. Like, they don't get caught out too often as long as you know what you're doing. And for the other fullback, you can do the exact same with wing back. That would be the ideal thing to do. So if you've got somebody that has like wing back plus or plus plus, that would be the most ideal thing to do. But because Lizarazu has fullback plus plus, I just opt to use him on that instead, as I think it's a much better thing to do, having him on that plus plus instead of that, you know, that default role. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the fullbacks. For the two defenders, the two centre-backs, I have them on defender. I think it's the most reliable role, the most consistent. I don't think there's any real reason to change that. But if you want to use ball-playing defender or stopper, that's also fine. And then for the keeper, I just leave them on the default keeper role. But yeah, guys, they're my tactics and roles for the 4-3-3 holding. I hope you guys have enjoyed or found it useful. If you have, please be sure to drop the video a thumbs up, sub to the channel if you're new, and don't forget to turn on those notifications. And with all that aside, guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out, guys. Take care.